place this down. Now I have my other beam that has my holes marked. I place this over. Now I'm going to set this up. How about I just do this so you can see? Again, I'm going to need my glue. I'm just going to go ahead glue this up along the whole surface. And I'll take care of that. I'll place my top beam on. And I'm going to place this clamp back on here again, so that way it doesn't slide one way or the other. Now this is going to prevent the beam from sliding one way or the other. And again, I'm going to go ahead and get the screws in it. Remember, these screws are not going to be seen because it's covered with a piece of foam on the outside and the other covering, which is a synthetic material that they use in gymnastics on these balance beams. So I'm going to start near the center and work my way out. You want to make sure that the screw head is flush, or maybe even slightly recessed just a little bit. I like to try and keep it as flush as possible. Now, if you don't happen to have a lot of clamps, this is one project that you can do very, very easily. Drop the screw. Let's move this out of the way. I can go ahead and take this clamp off. Now, this is how you go ahead and put this together as far as the last few screws. I'm going to take this clamp off. So now the beam is pretty much all together. But what I like to do is, just to make sure everything's fine, is I'm going to clamp so that way I can ensure that this is nice and together, nice and tight. and that glue will adhere properly. Because remember, we're using construction lumber. And construction lumber typically will have a lot of movement to it. It's not the same as using a hardwood. So I'd like this to look pretty nice when it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and ensure that that happens. Now, if you don't happen to have a whole bunch of these parallel clamps, you could use different types of things to use as strap clamps. You could use your bar clamps if you happen to have a bunch of those. Now these are parallel clamps. You want to make sure that the whole surface, let me take you over and show you what. You want to make sure the surface of the clamp itself is tight along the whole thing on either side to make sure that you know that you're getting maximum clamping pressure. As you can see here and down here and then the other side. This is to make sure that you have no gaps and you're going to have equal pressure throughout the whole thing. As you can see, there's no gapping happening. I'm going to have to wipe this down a little bit after I'm done. Inside. So now we have everything glued up. Alright? Next time you see the next segment, you're going to see the other parts going together, but I have to let this sit and dry and cure for 24 hours. So until next time, we're going to see how this, and the next time we're going to see how this all finishes up. Alright? I'm Mr. C in the shop, and stay tuned, because the next part's coming right now.